Ciao Nina, happy to see you here actually. That after the message that I saw it, that I saw that you left in YouTube, everybody was wondering if you would be online. Good to hear. Speak of the devil. See manga. And so ciao to all of you. Hello to all of you. We are in a really interesting spot, as you can see. We are right in front of the petrol station. That, of course, sometimes that's exactly what we need, especially now that the gasoline. Actually, the boat ride, see, you need the gasoline for the boat ride. No, it's a boat. We are refilling the tank just in case. Otherwise, Said is going to make me row today. It's something that I don't really fancy to do it. Swimming manga, it's a kind of early actually in the season. We can talk about swimming later, and especially if it's gonna be a little bit warmer, but especially I mean August is the best time actually to go for a swim. By the way, let me go. Oh, here we go. That's pretty much the situations. Ciao a tutti, buongiorno to all of you. Welcome. Sì, fiori per tutte le donne, giusto? Buona festa delle donne. Happy Women's Day all over the world, actually. And welcome as usual in Venice. At the moment we are having few problems with the wind. That we got the bora that is blowing pretty badly, actually. And you look like a seal. See, I look like more the Warros of the Beatles actually. And so the situation is not that great today. It's really nice and crispy. This morning we were having anything around 40, 46. Sì, fa freddo Nicola oggi, da morire. Soprattutto quando poi parti in barca è complicata la situazione. Solo alta, così siamo a posto. Tanto, here we go. That we are slowly fixing everything up, and at this real moment, that's where we are. That's exactly where Venice is. And so from this point, we are slowly. We're slowly leaving the island of the Lido. And our next direction is gonna be, of course, the entire area of give me a second that I show you the back view. Our next destination is gonna be the Dorsoduro district. Ciao Anna, we are so happy you are doing this. Everybody is in need of something happy. Yeah, I think so actually. At least I'm the only one that is gonna get totally frozen. I'm gonna be turning to ice cream at the end of the day, I believe. Let's have a look. But this is pretty much the view that we're having from our back of the boat, and this big massive island that is standing right in front of us is of course the Lido, and so looks like the same crowds watching too. Yeah, we are something like what, 116, and I can tell you, last weekend I was doing a lovely bike ride with a fantastic group of young Americans actually, that we done the entire Lido Island, and that was really nice actually. We had such a blast and such a great time. And so of course, for any of you that you are coming into Venice in the future, make sure that you're going to rent a bicycle and you're going to enjoy the entire area of the Lido with a bike. And especially once that you reach the extreme end of the island that is right in front of us. Un saluto a zia Maria che abita al Lido. Eccola, la prossima volta Nicole ci organizziamo, che così vado a salutare la zia. Se mi offre anche un caffè siamo tutti felici. Yeah, the Italians that they take advantage of everything. See flowers to all the girls that they are online today actually, and so happy feast of the Women's Day actually, and as you can see, the entire view is just spectacular. Some of you was already noticing, ciao Eva Venenosa, it's definitely a lot of sì, il caffè no, magari a Graspa no Nicole, che se no dopo non vengo più via e godo problemini, però caffè sì. Now the thing is that we definitely need sunglasses today, as you can see, and the view is just spectacular. Ciao Marek, welcome, happy Women's Day. And let me show you, sorry, but let me show you the entire situation even on this side. And here we go, we can slowly start to see the ferry that is pretty much the only means of transport that is normally taking the cars across from the Tronchetto, which is the artificial island, and is going to go into the Lido. So see, definitely Hakan, we got no clouds, look. Yeah, that's so in this way we can definitely see all the asteroids that are flying on the top of the Italian skies, but you can see it's beautiful. It would have been even better if we were able to see the entire skyline, but we cannot really see the Dolomites today. Has the city gone quiet now that Carnival is done? Manga is extremely quiet at this real moment. We are not having many people around. We got a lot of students, foreigners actually, that they are enjoying themselves. But few minutes ago that I was down to the area of the district of the Arsenale, that I was roaming around the area of Sant'Elena, that we're starting to see right now. It was really nice because the majority of the people that they were here, they were all locals that were taking the dog out, and that is pretty much the national sport. So like Christmas quiet. If you remember, it wasn't that crazy busy actually the entire time of the Christmas, and so it was really nice. And so now it is even more deserted actually. Brian, ciao, good morning from Canada. Beautiful way to start the day. Oh, thank you. And so let me give you a full 360 degrees of what we got in our surroundings. We're definitely leaving Las Vegas, or better the Lido. And for us is the place where every year, especially around August going into September, that's exactly where we got the casino. We got the movie festival that is on, that is taking place in the old summer residence of the casino, and that's where the red carpet is, and this area is just fabulous. And especially if you are a family traveling with kids, this is gonna be a great way to enjoy Venice. Mainly because the kids, they can go for a swim. And a Saturday that I was in the Lido, the water was really clean actually, and as I told you, I had this lovely group of students that they even help us out to clean up the beach. So fantastic, amazing group. And so you can definitely start to see the islands of San Servolo, the islands of the Armenians, and some of these islands, they would have been the first sanatorium of the Venetian lagoon actually. You should be rowing there using a motor. See, you're right. Let's say with this wind actually I'm going to die after probably two seconds and a half, and I gotta be in the Guinness World Record. Let's say already Saturday, going with the bike against the wind, that has been already a mission impossible. As you saw my face, I'm not really a sporty person. I don't even like it to watch it in the TV, so you can easily imagine that doing something like 22 kilometers on the bike has been my mission impossible of the 2022. Done it, thicket, quite happy that I managed to survive, so I cannot complain at this real moment. And so here we go. And so again, if you are looking for a spot to relax a little bit, get out of the big crowds. The entire gardens of Sant'Elena, this is gonna be a must-seeing place, especially because this year, between end of April, beginning of May, this is gonna be the place where we're going to have the Biennale. So definitely we're going to have we're going to have all these pavilions that you are starting to see through the trees that they already started to be recleaned, fixed, all these kind of things. They're going to be converting in big amazing exhibition centers. And so let's have a look with the zoom how we can go. Oh, here we go. You can see some of the pavilions, of course, and here actually you do have the pavilions of Italy, Germany, Norway, Finland, US, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, and the best modern art artists they are taking place here. And so let me see, Manga, when does the big regatta happen? And so normally the most important one normally for us is happening the first weekend, the first Sunday of September, and it's normally starting exactly here, perfect timing, Manga. And so they are normally starting here, is going to go all the way down to the area of the train station, and they finish right in front of Ca' Foscari, which is not far from the area of the Accademia, or the Academy Bridge actually. And that one, of course, is the time when the best let's say gondoliers, they are going to compete along the Grand Canal, and there will be 2 gondoliers in a gondola, and that's the only time of the year that the gondolas, they are going to be painted with extremely bright colors actually. This garden actually has been created by Napoleon, and so in the 1800s, because once that he got here he realized that we didn't have any kind of garden, and so at that point he developed the garden to let the Venetians promenade themselves right in this area. Not to miss, absolutely, Nina. And so either the Biennale, but even the Regatta Storica. So you got at that time that they bring all the historical boats out of the Arsenale, or the Arsenal, and that's pretty much a district, a quarter that is around this area, behind this block of buildings. We're normally having the Arsenale, and here is normally happening like this. You do have classical Napoleon, yeah. Hold on. And so don't think I will ever get to there, have to live through Igor, okay? It's quite a big long walk normally, this area, but you have to know that the entire area of the Arsenale, we would have had 20-30,000 workers that they were living inside of the Arsenale, and they were able to build up a galley in almost 24 hours, and so they were really amazing. But the other thing that is really mind-blowing is think about all those merchants that were sailing for days, months, weeks, that they were arriving into Venice after that they saw sea all the time, and they would have ended up exactly here in Venice, and they would have found this amazing floating city. Unfortunately, we don't have any more fairgrounds that they used to be in front of the yellow and pinkish building, and it's quite interesting even to see the fairground here in Venice, and would have to feed them all, absolutely, actually, otherwise we would have had different kind of protests happening. But without those amazing arsenalotti, the arsenalotti were those folks that they were working inside of the arsenal, Venice would have never become such a great and important spot, actually important republic that lasted 1100 years, and we ended up having 120 doge. And here we go, the bridge with the steeples that is arriving on our left hand side. At the real end, on the distance, you might see some towers that are sticking out. Here we go, we can see a little tower on the distance, and that's exactly the main entrance to the Arsenale. Lots of fish, especially on the last few years, that we're having less and less and less traffic in the canals. We got jellyfish, we got sardines, we got octopuses, we got cuttlefish and so calamaris. We are starting to have some starfish, some seahorses and so on. Oh, here we go. The bell tower that you see right in front of us on the distance, the last one, the pointed one, is San Francesco della Vigna, and with a real vineyard right there. And the entire embankment that is arriving right now, that is Riva degli Schiavoni, that's exactly where we started to use the word ciao. Ciao started exactly here, actually. And so many years ago, the peanuts, butter and jellyfish. I don't know if it is the perfect wedding, but you can never tell. Let's say, rather than jellyfish, jelly belly, it sounds better to me. But the entire idea is that we started to use the word ciao right here almost 800 years ago, and it would have meant I'm your slave, I'm here to help you. Anything that you need, I'm right here to fix everything up. The church that is coming up right now on our left hand side, this one is the church. I'm so jelly of this view. This is really amazing, as you can easily know. Some of you has been here more than me, and this spot is always mind-blowing actually. And especially the church that is right there with the boat that is docked right in front is the Church of the Pietà, and that's exactly where Vivaldi composed the Four Seasons. The bell tower that is leaning right over there is the Church of the Greeks. That it's a Greek Orthodox church that at the beginning was a Roman Catholic church, and then slowly everything started to lean down. Of course, we are based in wooden pilings into a big massive swamp area, and so as you will see in a little second, that's exactly where we are going to. We got the Church of the Salute that is waiting for us right there, and of course we got the Church of San Giorgio Maggiore that is right there. So we're going to see all this fantastic spot from different point of view today. And of course, one of the highlights of the Venetian history or tourist is of course the Danieli Hotel, that is this amazing pinkish reddish palace that is the Palazzo Dandolo, and nowadays you got the pink palace, the pinkish reddish, and the one on the left hand side that we got the two hotels. And then the flat building with all the arches on the bottom, those used to be the prisons of the Doge's Palace. We can definitely see right now the bridge of sights, that it was the connections between the Doge's Palace going into the dungeons of the prisons. And CC definitely manga, and here we go, the Campanile that is arriving right now, and this is one of the most breathtaking views that we got in town, of course. I mean, the entire Piazza San Marco, once that you come from the sea, is just unreal. And so somebody was asking how quiet the city. Clearly you can see all the gondolas, but I can tell you that they are all parked, they are all docked right there. So it means that we don't have a crazy situations of tourists, but I enjoy this spectacular view because of course the Doge's Palace has been fai vedere anche i giardini carrezzoni. Sì, adesso piano piano arrivano se non ce li hanno portati via. Here we go, that we got definitely the gardens of Venice, the royal gardens that has been beautifully restored really recently. Actually, if you got a second, I definitely suggest to come in these gardens. So the back palace that you see right now, that kind of creamy color, this used to be the place where they would have produced all the coins and all the paper notes for Venice, and those are the back part of the Procuteria. Prepare yourself, because we're going to see after the bridge on the left hand side, not the palace with the flag, but the tallest one with the terrace on the top, is of course the most famous Caffè Florian, the Harry's bar, my fault. But this is definitely the spot where the Carpaccio and the Bellini is coming from. Let's have a look what's in front of us at this real moment. Of course the view, sorry that the wind is blowing my mind too, and of course we got the entire idea. Let me see. Here we go. We can definitely see the entire area of the custom house, so all the goods and items that would have arrived right here, and from here they would have moved all the goods, items and people into the islands for the quarantine. Nowadays the Punta della Dogana is a museum, and it's a modern art museum, and especially during the Biennale it will be extremely interesting. Tides are finally higher now, not that incredibly high, it's still extremely low. We are having a bunch of canals, so that the situation is still pretty bad. Oh, here we go. We got the advertisement of the Stone Island right into the facade of the Church of the Salute, and thanks to them actually we can go ahead with the restorations. Let me show you, sorry if I've been quick and I need the finger. This palace right here is the palace where this demon for Otello would have slept and would have stayed right here in the island of Venice, actually. Baritone. Now the entire idea is and so of course Dorsoduro is the district that is arriving right now on our left hand side, and is considered pretty much the Beverly Hills of the entire city, especially because some of the most beautiful palaces, they're all based right here, like Dario that is on the way right now. It will be this fancy beautiful palace with the leaning tower, the leaning, let's say, chimney, and at this real moment it's already several years that they are trying to sell the entire palace, which is that one, and they want something around 30,000 euros, and the entire palace at the moment it belongs, we don't know to who exactly, but the entire idea is that is the most haunted house that we got in town. I mean, many people own it, and many people ended up in some really interesting circumstances, or better, they died in some really interesting circumstances. The White Palace right there is the Wake Forest University, and of course right in front of us we got definitely the entire idea of the Guggenheim Museum. So Peggy, she's buried in the garden with all the dogs that she had through the years actually, and of course we got is one of the most incredible palaces that is totally decorated with mosaics. It is representing some, it used to be the headquarters of the Pauli glass blowing factory based in Murano, and nowadays actually the facade is still unreal. Almost of all the pieces, there's been not that creepy story about Peggy Guggenheim. Peggy again. No, I'm quiet today. The entire other idea is one thing that is talking about gossip. This palace that is right there, you're going to see him. I don't want to spoil anything, but this is where John Malkovich at this real moment 30 millions, I meant, Gem. 30 millions. Sorry that I told you the wind is blowing my mind. But John Malkovich is shot a part of the movie that is going to be a Netflix productions exactly right in this palace. And of course, we're slowly starting to see in front of us the Accademia Bridge. Built it up 100 years ago as a temporary bridge, and of course we got the Accademia Museum, the Academy Museum, that if nothing's gonna happen in 2024, we should be able to enjoy the beautiful sketches of Leonardo da Vinci of the Vitruvian Man that it will be displayed right here. Normally it's happening every 5 years, and the entire idea is that they use really soft and pale lights, otherwise the ink is going to disappear slowly. Let me show you one thing. They are starting the restorations, but it's always extremely interesting to see. Look at this lovely palace right there, that we got these two terraces that they are slowly sticking out. These are really nice actually, and this would have been the old embassy for the American embassy actually, until a while ago. Before that they moved it down to the area of Via Veneto in Rome. Sorry, I'm coming. I'm slow today. Fate, c'ha per contrario? Sì, buon posto. Giusto per capire. Look at this garden. And so this garden that is appearing right now is the garden of the Palazzo Malipiero. And in a little while it's gonna be full of roses, normally white roses, and that's exactly where Mr. Casanova was born and raised on the 2nd of April 1725. And the church of San Samuele, that's exactly where he done his giusto per capire. See, I definitely need a bunch of coffees. I didn't sleep much actually today, but it's a bit cold, that's the thing. It's taking me a little bit longer to think. I mean, the squirrel that I got in my brain is having a little rest, is having a siesta today. Sorry about that. It's not always super easy. Yeah, Nicola, ovviamente quando parlo con Said si parla in veneziano ed è l'unico sistema per capire. Grazie Nina, thank you for supporting. Yeah, when I speak with Said, va capiamo, tranquillo. The thing is, when we speak to each other here in Venice, we definitely speak dialect. We do have massive problems communicating in Italian actually, and so especially when the season is on. The problem is that I speak Venetian and English. So for me it's faster to think in English than in Italian, and that is a problem, I believe, at this point. Ciao Linda, thank you for joining our club. And here we go. Look what is arriving right now. We got a lovely family of ducks, and starting from the lockdown we're having more and more ducks around the area, and they are so nice. Here we go, they're right there. The community by Piazzale Roma is even bigger actually. Here we go, our bridge, but I'm just standing this side, that's so in this way you will be able to see what? You will be able to see the San Barnaba Church. Keep an eye open that you might see Indiana Jones arriving. This is of course the church that has been used by Indiana Jones, and he went inside, and that's exactly where he found the crypt full of books and rats. And so if Bangkok, they got their own beautiful floating market, here in Venice we got our floating market too actually, of course. And so you can pull your boat exactly there, and you can ask, okay, I need 5 artichokes, 10 tomatoes, I need whatever actually, and that is really nice. Oh, I'm really happy that say they took this road, this canal, because especially for all our ladies that are connected with us today, that is the World International Ladies Women's Day. Look what is arriving, the mimosa tree, actually the mimosa flowers, that you might see that beautiful yellow plant. That this one is massive actually, especially for Venice, because as you know we don't have much space. In Germany I can help you speak French, but in the US it's anytime. Yeah, no, Nina, that you are international, that you go. Yeah, German is not a problem, French is not a problem, Italian it's a problem. It's supposed to be my mother tongue. Look, you can clearly see the yellow that is sticking out, and the view is gonna be. Now that there are no souls around actually, especially this canal that is normally extremely quiet and laid back, but is really even I mean there are no tourists, but the students actually they just disappear. Hold on, that we are against the sun. I mean look at the beauty of the mimosa right now. I mean this garden has always been one of my favorite, because really soon they're going to have even the wisteria tree, the wisteria flowers that are going to be in blossom, and so they are extremely I know, Linda, that you are looking forward actually to come back. I hope that many of you will be able to come back extremely soon, that so you can enjoy this amazing view, but especially because it's so quiet, you can have really a blast once that you are coming here in Venice. Look, we got the 7 dwarf boat. We got even a Batman boat here in Venice. It's really a little tiny one, but let's say this district is always like this. Once that you go totally out, even during the high season, is always so quiet. Let me show you a little bit of the atmosphere, and let me mind ahead before that I'm going to be beheaded, and I don't want to have that yet. Oh, yeah, that's the problem, especially for those of you that never been to Venice. Remember that when we got extremely high tide, it might be a problem to pass under some of these bridges actually. Oh, look. Now this part, we got, oh, look at the ducks, that they are right there. They are plastic one, of course. And I would like to show you in a sec. Here we go. We got the crane and the boat garage, that's so they can bring the boats inside and they can fix the bottom and the engines and all the paint. In a second, actually, I would like to show you the Square Tramontin. And so this is really interesting. Square, ti te fermi per piacere, Said, un secondo? E anche quest'altro. Sorry, Italian communication. Here we go. That's so Said is slowing down, but the entire idea is that this one is a square, and so basically it's a gondola garage. It's called Tramontin. It's one of the oldest. The owner passed away a few years ago actually, and so they were really we are really missing part of the history. Luckily, husband and wife, they got to work. There are 2 carpenters, as you can see, and this is pretty much it's really interesting, because this is pretty much the entire idea of how we fix and we do the entire masterpieces of art of our gondola. But definitely l'adoro, ma preferisco I tulipani. Now that this is definitely the spot, and so there are a couple husband and wife. They are carpenters and they are doing an amazing job, because in this way they can bring all the traditions back. Of course, we got all the wooden planks that they are right there on the right hand side, that they are starting to be dry up, and then Said just broke the gondola right here, that they repainted everything, and so now it's super shiny and beautiful. But they are doing an amazing job. Dagene, vai. Here we go. Look at the next canal that we're going to go through. And so this one, together with another one not far from here, are some of the most beautiful one that we got in Venice. I know that it's always extremely difficult to pick up a canal. Watch the head, too late. I already hit the head a bunch of times. That's why that I ended up like this. Sorry. Italian sense of humor. Here we go, traffic jam. We got the boy that is cleaning up the boat and he's blocking off the entire canal. But think about it, that we got, of course, private bridges to go home, and normally you might have the pipes or the water supply, internet, or this kind of things, so that they pass even on the side. Actually, I mean, this is definitely the cutest traffic jam. I definitely agree. Yeah. Look at the reflection on the water. That is just so beautiful, actually. I mean, the view of this canal and the traffic that we're normally having in this canal, this is how busy it normally is. Ciao Bev, ben arrivata, welcome. And this promenade is one of the most fantastic one too, actually, because we are right parallel to the Zattere. The Zattere is on my right hand side, and this is pretty much where we are normally taking the little child, the adults too, and everybody is going to do a pilgrimage to Nico Gelato. And normally we're definitely going right there to get the gianduiotto. So basically you're going to get a brick of chocolate full of hazelnut with whipped cream inside, which is gonna be pretty much a bomb of calories, but who cares? And so we think about later for the swimsuits and all these things. We are still in winter, but definitely going to Nico and enjoy the gianduiotto, that one. And no, it's not Nutella, Nina. This one is even better. But let's say basically you're getting an amazing portion of needs calories in the cold. Brava Menga. That's what I normally say. Probably mine they are too much, but that's a different story. Here we go. Eccolo qua che si parla di dolce. Che dobbiamo fare? Quest'anno ho avuto anche problemi perché non sono riuscito a mangiarmi le frittelle con lo zabaione, non ho avuto tempo, ho avuto 2 o 3 problemi. Yeah, this year actually I'm regretting that I didn't have any kind of time to get the frittelle, and so the fritters with the eggnog inside, because I didn't have any kind of time. No, I'm definitely sweet addicted, and so there's nothing that I can do. But here we go, that basically we got the church of the Gesuati that is standing right in front of us. Here is always tricky in Venice. Sì, il gianduia è veramente buono. The gianduia chocolates, they're normally arriving from the area of Turin. Here we go, that we got a little gondola that is arriving right in front of us. Said, quanti sei davanti a Square, ti te fermi anche ad A per piacere. Grazie. Here we go, practical instructions to Said. So at least we know. Sì, sempre a dieta, sì, sicuro. Siamo stati. But here we go, that we got definitely. This church is really interesting because it's the church of San Trovaso, and that's pretty much where all the gondoliers they are normally going to pray the Virgin Mary. She's going to protect them. There's an amazing painting of Tintoretto that is representing the Last Supper, and there's a chair very similar to the one that has been designed by Vincent van Gogh. But between that chair and Vincent van Gogh, there's around 200-300 years actually. And so to see a chair with straw, we need to wait 200-300 years, and that is pretty amazing. Look at here. The entire atmosphere is changing. So the entire atmosphere actually, no, the Bucintoro is a bit further down actually, Linda. We passed it there a while ago actually, but this one is definitely one of the biggest and most important and most famous square, which is the Square di San Trovaso. And as you can see actually, all the buildings that we got here, they look like mountain cottages. The majority of the people that they were working and living here, they were arriving from Cadore, so exactly where Titian was born and raised, up in the Dolomites, up in the mountains. And the only style that they knew how to do a house, how to do a building, actually would have been the mountain cottage idea. It's a pigeon's wharf. And on the other hand, you can still see that we got all the wooden planks that they are there to be dried up, and then you need 286 pieces of wood to build up a gondola, and you got 7 or 8 different kinds of pieces or different kind of wood to build up a gondola, to make it extremely flexible. As you can see, the bottom is totally flat, because in the past, if the gondola was getting stuck in the sand, they were able to jump off the gondola, push it out of the sand, and continue to row, actually, to separate it from the Canary Wharf. See, that's right, actually. But if you saw 007 Moonraker, Roger Moore, he was doing the boat chase right in this canal on my back, and the one that we were just arriving actually. But as you can see, it's just sensational. So for those of you that they are complaining that I never talk about food, and this is the other spot that you should have a quick visit, that you got Al Squero, that you got beautiful Cicchetti, and the view is just breathtaking. And of course, a little bit further down, we got Cantina agli Schiavi, and that is gonna be another lovely spot that is worth a spritz stop or a Cicchetti stop. Dai, che ne so, vai, grazie. Here we go, that we continue to sail. And another thing, actually, since that we're standing right in front of the Church of San Trovaso, if you're going to check it out, a writer that is called Davide, like David, with the E at the end, Busato, B-U-S-A-T-O. It's an archaeologist and writer here in Venice. You're going to find a lot of interesting books that he wrote about blood, killing people here in Venice. And you have to know that the first serial killer here in Venice, it happened to be at the end of the 1700s, that she was Veneranda Porta, and she killed the husband in different pieces, and she hid all the pieces in different wells. The first one that they found, the floating body, Davide Brusato, bravissima Nina, grazie mille. So the first well that they found, the first piece of the body, is right there. Here we go. This one is the Cantina Schiavi. And this one actually is really worth a quick visit. Ciao! And it's very appropriate for Women's Day. Absolutely. It could, perfect timing, isn't it? I always like that. No, besides that, actually, she definitely chopped the body of the husband. And so she threw the legs in one well, the bust in another well. She threw kidney, heart, and all these things into the toilet. She flushed it, but unluckily everything ended up into the canal. She threw the head into the canal, and the head was floating around. and they found it after several days. And here we go. But definitely she has been the considered the Black Widow. Sorry. sorry, the Italian sense of humor. See, absolutely. They were extremely happy after that. They heard this story that they were basically poisoning the water with those pieces. That was interesting. But here we go. Look at the, let me see if I can show you a bit. Don't look at the frescoes underneath those. Yeah, at the end, throwing the dog poo into the canal is definitely way much better, and nobody's going to say anything. Here we go. Let me up a bit with the zoom. And we are pretty much back again where we got the area of the birthplace of Mr. Casanova, of course. Look at the beauty. Once that you go out and you enjoy the entire Grand Canal, think about ciao Julie, think about once the Italian job, the remake has been done exactly here actually, and they done the boat chase between the canal that we just did it. This one is the Palazzo Stern hotel. They did the other boat chase exactly down this canal. So if you're going to watch that movie, that's exactly. How do you explain his charm, Igor? This one is really complicated to explain it. No, I'm not in the movie. But the interior, it looked like the interiors of Neuschwanstein. The castle of Ludwig II, and the second terrace, actually the second floor, is just unreal. But how do you explain the beauty of the paintings of Carezzonico that they represent Pulcinella? And that one is another amazing thing actually. Give me a second. Aiuto, questo tu dici, andiamo su poi Pompieri e primo Banksy e dopo. Ok, aspetta, andiamo. Ah, vedi dove a mezz'oretta. Vedi. Here we go. Sorry that we were checking about limitations and all this. Oh, rowing. Sì, Julie, Said is right there. Here we go. Ciao a tutti. Said is driving. Yeah, this is pretty much the dream team. And so here we go, that as you can easily recognize, yellow and blue, that we're having quite a lot of parties, ceremonies, helping out the Ukraine community actually. Ciao Said. Here we go. No, the major problem is at this real moment. What is happening is that we're starting to do amazing restorations, and by the time that you will be coming back into Venice, it's gonna be super beautiful and shiny. By the way, the palace that is right over there, that's pretty much where Lord Byron lived, and this one, it would have been the British Embassy. And between the 1818 and 1819, exactly there. So I was mentioning, actually the scaffoldings. They are doing a massive job. Massive jobs actually with it. And one thing, if it happened to be around Venice in the future, right here, the palace that is on the right hand side, that you can see Hotel Iris, just underneath you got the Wisteria restaurant. They just won 1 Michelin star. and this is a really interesting menu that you should experience. Look, Scuola di San Rocco e Tintoretto. It's here we go. We're slowly starting to see all these little bridges that they are made out of iron. Hold on, give me a second. And this one that has been built up by the Austrians. So when the Austrians got into Venice, that's exactly what they developed. They developed extra bridges. Thank you, Hakan. Thank you to all of you for watching. Thank you to all of you for supporting our channel. It's definitely thanks to all of you that every year we can show you, every week, every 2 weeks, when I'm available anyway, we are able to show you the beauty of Venice. And so next time we might go around Venice chasing wisteria trees, and that is gonna be another big important point actually, and that it will be really nice actually. At this real moment we're definitely not far from the Scuola Grande di San Rocco, the Great School of San Rocco, which is basically like the Sistine Chapel for Tintoretto in Venice. And so the most beautiful paintings actually has been designed definitely by Tintoretto. We are right in the San Polo district. Igor is a busy guy. I don't know. I'm definitely busy, and it's always a kind of difficult to keep up with me because it's never ending, the situation. I think one thing and then I do other millions of things. Wisteria tour, it sounds nice actually. We can probably try to build it up. I need to check it out. Fai attenzione alla testa, sì, taci Nicola, hai proprio ragione. Yeah, we're going to chase pigeons, and that might be really interesting too. At least it's gonna be fun. But definitely we are right on the back of Scuola Grande di San Rocco, which is next door to the Frari Church, and there we go. Wisteriosa, sì, proprio. Here we go. This is another idea that we go. Look at this balcony. This is one of the most beautiful terraces balcony that we got in Venice from my point of view. I mean, sitting here, drinking, enjoying the view. This is something amazing from my point of view. Chancy, I believe that I mean this year they're giving a lot of subsidizations to the government. The Italian government is giving a lot of subsidization, and so that's the reason why that everybody, here we go, the laundry, everybody is doing a lot of re-cleaning, fixing. I think there is a wisteria along Rio della Toletta in Dorsoduro. You are definitely right actually. There's a great one in Rio del Gaffaro, which is on my right hand side at this real moment, but we got a bunch that are down in Canareggio. But let's see, as long that they're going to be in blossom, we can do a flower tour or anything similar. Let me think about something like that, and we will build it up. In the meanwhile, I show you the Banksy fresco, or actually graffito, that has been done right here in 2019, right in the middle of the night of the inauguration of the Biennale. Nobody knew it, who did it. We figured out later. On the same day actually he definitely went down to the area of St. Mark's Square, dress up like a normal person, but nobody knows the face of Mr. Banksy, and so nobody recognized him while that he was selling all the stuff there actually. I stayed somewhere by Gaffaro, had an amazing canal view. Yeah, there's a palace right by the Gaffaro that is really amazing. And if it happened to be in Venice, try to go inside of the church of San Pantalone, because you got the largest and the most incredible ceiling painting that is approximately 319 square meters actually, and that's the largest that we got in town. Look at the delivery of chairs, tables, or anything similar. And of course for us this canal is one of the busiest that we got in town, and so it's pretty much like the highway of the city. Vai Said, tranquillo. And so think about that, until not that long ago, even the vaporettos, they were going along this area. But since that this part it was too tiny, they avoid letting the water buses go through this area and they send it somewhere else. I visited that wonderful ceiling, but there was a real hostile sorry, and I do apologize that sometimes Venetians, they are not that super friendly, and I hope that next time you're going to have a better experience. Here we go. That my no, don't worry, Nina, it's okay. That is all good. At least we're going to have a laugh. But here we go. The Wisteria is this one, but it's still pretty dry. So here we go. That Said is definitely taking Rio del Gaffaro. No, I know, Anna, that some of them sometimes they are not that super nice and accommodating. I know. No, I mean, ladies and men's is the same, doesn't matter. Sometimes the approach here is just not that nice to the tourist. Hope that after everything that happened, the entire thing will change completely. So here we go, that slowly this part in my opinion is another amazing beautiful canal actually, especially because we got one of my favorite houses in this area, and this is gonna be another mind-blowing spot actually, mind-blowing idea. So if you check it out in a second, I hope for you, Linda, that you will be able to make it, and that this one is the kind of house that I would really have it. This is not gonna happen, but look how beautiful this one is. It's dated around at the beginning of the 1900s, but they done an amazing job. It has been created by our architect, and this one, it was his working office. The Wisteria, it will be right there, and so at that point it will be just fabulous. Sorry if I'm going fast, but with the boat is always funny and tricky. Look, yeah, this is a funny bridge because we are right by the Ponte dei Squartai. The bridge today I'm pretty black, sorry. And so basically this would have been the bridge where they were cutting the bodies in 4 pieces, and they would have displayed a fourth of the body directly to all the people that were passing by. That it was definitely a deterrent, that it was like, hey guys, hey folks, don't do anything silly, otherwise we draw you in quarter, we cut you in 4 pieces. And of course, Piazza, we are right beside Piazzale Roma. This spot, it would have been pretty bad, of course, in the past. It was the dodgy area of Venice, and because we were right at the edge of the city. The little bar that is right here, hold on, right there, we got Danieli, is one of the must in ones that you will be in Venice, getting a little sandwich, a glass of wine, enjoying the view of the Tolentini Church. It's the other beautiful idea. Here we go. So look at this. The view, as usual, it's really difficult to say which one is the best part, which one is the best canal. For sure, this is one of the best hour of the day actually, because everywhere you go, you got this big games or lights that they are playing around, and you got, I mean, it's beautiful. Look at the reflections on the water, and the entire area that is on our left hand side is the entire area of the Papadopoulos garden. That's exactly the area that has been developed almost 200 years ago, because right here we would have had the Church of Holy Cross that has been destroyed by Napoleon actually. Here we go. Look where we are ending up right now, that in a little second we're going to do part of the Grand Canal. So today we are exploring different kinds of parts of Venice, that so you can get a full general idea of the entire area, how it look like after Carnival. So some of you might recognize the bridge that is arriving on our left hand side, which is the Calatravas bridge, and that's exactly where the Piazzale Roma is, that you are normally arriving there with the bus or the cars. And here we go, that slowly we're going to turn to be right in front of the train station. For us actually, right here was the place, I mean last May, Said and I, we saw a big stingray. Thank you, Anna, thank you for supporting us, thank you, much appreciated, grazie mille. Right here actually we were working and doing a gondola tour together, and we saw a big stingray that it was swimming where the red boat is. No, definitely thank you to all of you that you are supporting our channel. Thank you that you are enjoying our boat ride around the amazing city of Venice. But definitely as always, thanks to you that we are able to show you every week almost the real situation of Venice, inch after inch basically. By now you know every every hideaway corner literally. This is definitely the train station, the new one that has been developed by Benito Mussolini. And of course, once that you see something extremely ugly here in Venice or in Italy, it means that it has been developed between the 20s and the 30s actually. Before we would have had the entire station that has been developed by the Austrians, because the Austrians they built it up, the first train stations. And look at the tree on the right hand side. The tree on the right hand side is literally behind the church of St. Mary of Nazareth, or better, the church of the Friars Barefoot, la Chiesa degli Scalzi. And right there we got this amazing vineyard, and especially during September they harvest and they do wine festival over there. Sì, Mussolini è sicuramente obsoleto. And here we go, the great view. Alfonso, grazie a te, blessing to all of you actually. And once again, you've been here 3 times, Sparkly 312. Good afternoon, ciao Teo. And so definitely thank you to all of you for watching, but definitely again happy Women's Day all over the world actually, wherever you are actually. And here we go, look at the boats of the laundry delivery. And so they might have taken all the bags with the dirty clothes and especially blankets. They're going to wash it, and tomorrow they're going to bring everything back. Thank you, Silvia. Sì, Antonietta, la giornata è veramente bella, mi piace molto Italia. Grazie mille, Sparkly 312. And here we go, that the view, I mean, the perfect weather, perfect timing. As I told you, it's probably a little bit too chilly or too cold, but it is all good actually. The other idea is that the church that is appearing on our left hand side is pretty much what? The church We got the relics of St. Lucy, the proctocrator of the eyes, actually. And this area is the other beautiful spot to have a passeggiata, to have a lovely walk pretty much from the Piazzale Roma, or the train station, all the way down to Rialto Bridge. And that's pretty much where we are ending up today. The view is always amazing. I will show you another spot that is around the corner. In my opinion, it's a must. Victor, the professional tour in Venice, I expected this morning. Best regards from ciao Victor. And so if you're coming into Venice, my personal opinion, because ciao to all of you, ciao a tutti. Antonietta, Piazzale Roma, e dove sta la stazione? L'abbiamo appena passata ed era quello stabile basso con la facciata bianca, semplicissima. And so check it out here. This pinkish building that is on our right hand side, this one is Tessitoria Bevilacqua, exactly where those barber poles are, red and gold. And so if you're coming right by Bevilacqua, in my opinion, you're going to have one of the most beautiful experiences of your entire life. And so here you got the looms that they are 300 years old, and they produce some of the most beautiful fabrics of the entire world, especially for the ladies. If you saw the catwalks of Dolce & Gabbana in St. Mark's Square last September, that's exactly where the fabrics they were all coming from. Here we go. We're slowly starting to see the casino of Venice, that of course we got is still operating. They inaugurated around 1638 actually, and they done an amazing job right in this area. And so think about that, Casanova was working here. We ended up having Casino Royale, 007, that he was gambling into the palace that is right there. And Angelina Jolie and Johnny Depp, they got off right in front of this palace, and inside you would have had the big ballroom in the movie The Tourist. Think about that, even this palace with the red bricks, that is the Fondaco del Meggio, it was pretty much the spot where the Venetians, they would store all the grains and the corn to feed all the Venetians. Here we go. Let's see, Melanos, no. Let's say it's a long time that we don't have much traffic. Look, there's our boat. Behind there's nothing. And there's the Vaporetto in front of us. Other than that, no traffic. Oh, the fabrics maker, we were talking about the Carnevale. Si, Anne, you're definitely right. And so, but if you're going to check it out, the Bevilacqua fabrics, there are a bunch of videos, and that one is really amazing. Here we go, talking about amazing gardens. Look at this one. It's a hotel, but once that you are standing right there and you got this incredible view, it's just unreal and amazing. I've been there 2 years ago. Neil, nothing changed much. It's pretty much the same. And as you can clearly see, the view is just mind-blowing. The reflections are perfect, and look at this. These two palazzos, these two palaces that are arriving exactly right now on our right hand side, both of them, they are some of the nicest one from this part of the canal. That we got the Capesaro, that is the first one, which is part of the Modern Art Museum. And on the rooftop we got an incredible collections of armories from Japan. And then we got this palace that is arriving right now, the tallest one. Now it belongs to Prada, the fashion designer, actually. Sempre piacere mio. Greetings from Japan. Ciao Japan. Auguri a tutte le donne, sicuramente. No, we are definitely extra. Grazie Adriano. Ciao. We are definitely really lucky because the view here is really unreal. And look at the beauty of the facade of the Cadoro, which is this white palace with the steeples and the pinnacles that are sticking out, and Cadoro, casa, house, Doro, made out of gold. And this one actually is definitely amazing because it's dating back of 700 years ago, and the entire idea was that this is one of the most incredible facades that we are having along the Grand Canal. Or here we go, we got the area of the fish market. So the entire area of the fish market. Ciao Dirk Wald, grazie mille per aver trasmesso. My pleasure, our pleasure, of course. But here we go, that we got definitely. Thank you for all your support. And right now we're slowly starting to have Kirema. Nessuno di noi oggi c'ha il motore che funziona. Però fa freddo, cioè non sento più le mani fra poco, però vabbè così. Basically we got the fish market that is right here. If you're coming this way, remember that is on every day except Sunday and Monday. And we got next door to it, we got the entire area of the fruit market. This is the area that has been used by the movie The Tourist. Angelina Jolie and Johnny Depp, they were sitting right here by the arches, and in the movie Everybody Say I Love You. And we are going to leave you today with one of the most beautiful highlights. Before, I know that he was talking about the Palazzo da Mosto. That's the one. He has been recently inaugurated as a hotel. That's exactly where Francesco da Mosto, the BBC presenter, used to live. Their ancestors actually, but the view from this terrace is really amazing. I would be in heaven if I could buy fish and vegetable there every day. Let's say that's exactly what we normally do actually. And so I mean, all the locals, they're normally going to the fish and fruit market daily. Look how busy. So we got free gondoliers and free people. That's it. That you can clearly see that is extremely quiet, and we're extremely laid back in these days. The water is definitely rising. Look at the view that is coming up right in front of us. And so we got definitely the entire idea of our Rialto bridge. Built it up 500 years ago actually, and at the beginning it would have been all in wood, and the entire idea it was that they built. It's really cold mill. It's I believe that we are around 47, 48 degrees, but it's freezing, especially right now that we're starting to have cold wind. And so definitely Rialto, and it's one of the most important landmark of the entire city. The entire idea is that underneath the Rialto bridge we got approximately 5,000 wooden pilings left and 5,000 wooden pilings right actually. And underneath everything here in Venice we're always having wooden pilings, and this is of course the best. I mean, these wooden pilings, they didn't get deteriorated because we got clay underneath and the wood became concrete actually. At the beginning it would have been a wood bridge, that you would be able to open it up, and since that the wood wasn't lasting that much, we definitely started to build up a bridge made out of wood. And at the end of the day, what happened? It happened that the best architects of the time, so people like Michelangelo, people like Palladio, they competed to design the best bridge in Venice, actually. And so Michelangelo and Palladio, they didn't win, but we had Mr. Da Ponte that he won, and they created a Rialto bridge right here. Oh, let's have a look at the sun situation right in front of us. As you can see, the view is really spectacular. And so in a second we're going to say bye to all of you, that we're going to leave you with this amazing view. Sì, oggi al ponte Sergio, ma non scherzo. So folks, we're going to leave you today with this incredible view of the Ponte di Rialto. It has been great taking you around the entire city of Venice. Stay tuned because we're going to take you around Venice again. Diego, this year actually we ended up having 58 days of extremely high tide. I mean 2022, let's have a look what is going to happen, but finger crossed. Folks, it has been really our pleasure to show you every time these spectacular spots. So grazie mille for watching us, and I hope to see you soon again in Venezia. Ciao a tutti, alla prossima, see you next time, ciao. Thank you. I will say thank you to Said in a second.